3 and 4 and... Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin, and today I will show you typical Boogie Woogie elements in a playable way. I will show them in the context of full choruses, so it's much more fun to learn and to play. 5 full choruses are waiting for you, it's a lot. You can buy the sheet music, please do so. It's linked under the video in the text box. It's really good value for money, and they come with finger settings and are available as downloads. If you like this video, please give it a like. That is very important for the first part because it's a signal to me that you like this and you want more. So please leave a like, very important. I also recommend 2 other courses to you. I did, it's the Easy Blues Piano course and the Blues Piano for Beginners course. They're also both linked in the text box. Hope you enjoy this. Let's go. So hello and welcome. Boogie Woogie is fast and difficult, right? Yes and no. Yes and no. Of course, originally Boogie Woogie was also called fast blues in the 1870s to 1900, and it was made to make people dance. They say blues is made can express a whole range of feelings: sadness, joy, despair, anger, while Boogie Woogie has just to convey one feeling: go dance. So, of course, it was naturally faster. But there is mid-tempo Boogie Woogie. It's not as often, but it's there. But isn't that just like blues then? Haha. Okay, I'll give you an example. Second example. Same tempo. Which one was blues? Which one was Boogie Woogie? You tell me. And you feel it, you know it. Second one was the Boogie Woogie. Why is that? Because Boogie Woogie, first of course, you know it sounds happier. It uses much more the elements of the major blues scale, meaning the major third and the major sixth, which is a very happy interval. If you are, depressed, just play the major sixth for half an hour and you will just be happy again. Yeah. Can you imagine half an hour? It's so joyful. So, but also Boogie Woogie developed its own vocabulary, its own sounds, and so this is clearly, even if I play it very slowly or mid-tempo, you immediately know, yeah, that's Boogie Woogie. I'm glad you're on board, and we'll start with the first example. Already in the first example, we have very typical boogie elements. Let's have a look at the C7 bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 4. It fulfills the task of being happy. It's a very happy sound. It's a short, catchy lick. And what you have to notice, like every now and then I will tell you, remember this. This is very typical for Boogie Woogie, and the first thing is the rhythmic shift. There's this little rhythmic shift here. I play the first time the E flat on the 1, and the second time I play the exact little motive, but starting on the 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. You see, that sounds great, and it's very typical for Boogie Woogie. On F, we play the same rhythmic structure, like bum ba dum ba dum, bum ba dum ba dum, but with notes that matches the F7 chord. Like here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. You see, the same little shift, but playing it with these notes. And on G, we have the same rhythmic structure again, which gives it the whole thing a quite catchy dress. And on G it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you see, same thing, same shift of the small little motive, keeping the original structure. And then we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. So here, very, very much boogie woogie. You know this from like you see? Same thing. So you learn all the basics already. Here we do it slower and we have a triplet here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so this one, for example, I use some common phrases that you should be familiar with if you listen to some boogie woogie. This, for example, this one. This is a quote from a famous boogie, which one goes like. This is basically Albert Ammons already. We just played a single line. Don't worry, we add more notes in the next examples. But you see, sound familiar? Don't copy what I do. Choose another teacher. 1 and 2 and 3 and bam 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 bam. So, just with one single voiced line. Shall we go to the next example? We shall. Okay, next example. Please always remember, you can put, if this is too fast, please use the slow play function on the YouTube player to play it slower. So we save time and I can teach you more. Okay? So there is on the YouTube player you can put 50% speed. Many of you still haven't discovered that. Okay, let's go. How was it again? Christian, come on. Where was I? Okay. Now we have again important elements for you. First, this one. Easy boogie woogie demands a little bit more already than easy blues because we can do easy blues even slower. Okay, so we could play it like this. Yeah, so here we have to have a certain speed, and so we have to learn this one. To use the third finger twice on the minor third and the major third. Okay? And again, you can see it's quite a catchy and happy little line. But this could also be played in blues, in traditional blues. Okay, it's triplets. And the ending of it is very boogie woogie. Does that word exist? Exists now. Here. And now, because we accentuate the sixth again, the happy little interval. Okay? And here we do the thing that is in classical piano is forbidden. They will cut off possibly your thumb, maybe your whole arm for doing this, using the double thumb from A to G. Here, this is the metronome. And repeat. Okay, now, so we play the same on F. It's just the same put on F. That's what you also have to learn. You have to learn that in blues too, but here especially. And then we play the same in very happy sound. And now on G, something very typical. You learned it already, the very attractive thing of shifting. That's a very boogie-like little element here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And you see we have this thing going chromatically down from here to the target notes. In G, that's the 7th and the 5th. And we just move down to the target note. Very typical. You find it in like 180% of Boogie Woogie pieces. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And now on the beat, 4 and 1. And here I repeat what you learned the lesson before. Sometimes I repeat things so they sink in. Again, we have just these little counting things. And by now you should get it, the little shift. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 got it? Next example. Before I play this example for you, have a look at what I do here. The 6, before remember we played the 6 down to the target notes of G7, here 7 and the 5th here of G. And now I do it up here. It's easy to play. Of course, we just slide down chromatically. Have a look. Okay, now let's have a look. Again, you see very typical upbeat here. Again with the 6. The 6 is omnipresent for the non-native speakers. It's everywhere. The 6. And we just go up. And now you can play this either with the 1-5 and slide down. Makes it very easy to remember from the finger setting. I made it a custom to play the 5th here. Then in some cases it sounds better if we tie, and it can tie better with the 5th finger coming from the 4th. You see, I play it like this, but I've seen many players of world class playing these sticks at both 1-5. Okay, it starts with an upbeat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 here we have a next typical element going in the 4th beat, also that's similar to regular blues. The 7 is introduced in the 4th beat leading from C to the F7 because now we add the 7 that has the tension that wants to go to the F. Okay, in 4th beat, remember that? And so on the offbeat, remember the offbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4th beat of C. Now upbeat to go to F. 1 and 2 and 3, and you see, here we go from the G and the E flat to the root and the 6th of F. Again, the 6th sound. So, rhythmic structure is again the same, makes it easy to learn, and it sounds catchy, and you know what I mean. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and only here we play the E instead of this bit here, we play this. Now, we have these 6 also. 6 is a happy interval, at least the major 6. The minor 6 is a different story. It would be like, sounds a bit sadder, but we prefer the major 6. And this is also an element you should remember if you on your way to become a boogie queen or boogie king. These 6, or we play on G, like we can do ba 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 ba. We can do a lot with these 6. You see, all sounds good. And we just have to give it a little rhythmic kick to sound great. So, and 4, and going up to G7, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and finish on C. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and yeah, I just screwed up my left hand. Maybe someone can recommend me a tutorial for baby boogie woogie. Okay. Is there something below baby boogie woogie? It's for me, embryo style boogie woogie. What an image. Okay. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Now got it. Ooh, can you see the sweat dripping from my forehead on the piano? So again, very straight, 8th. And again, you see we have all the notes from the major blues scale in use. Now, if this is too easy, there is no too easy, because if you find this too easy, you just speed up. That's the point, you know? And you see, next element, next chorus for you, I play the example. Couple of new elements. First, you know what? Normal boogie woogie has a lot of these things here. Yeah, these roughs where we play fast these 16th notes to simulate the bending of the voice. We always simulate the voice, basically. All instruments do. So this is very typical boogie woogie, and this is hard. We have to do a couple of those 16th notes. Not 4, but at least 2. So the first thing we play on C is introducing you to the very typical sound. We cannot even do easy boogie woogie without those, okay? They got to be somewhere, so you got to master them. And they're not too hard, play at this tempo. So let's have a look. 1 and 2 and. That's basically the basic figure. It's 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 and 1 and here on the dotted note here, on the short dotted note, the G, you play 2 notes. Wow, okay. And again the double thumb technique here, and we play a couple of those in C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and again. You can also play them here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now listen to this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. What is the new element here? Righty. We do something different on F. Before we echoed a rhythmic structure and played it the same on F, you know. We played here. Here we have something different on F. Both is fine. Both is equally good. And we play the brassy element here. And yeah, celebrate, you play for the first time in your life, you play 4 notes at the same time. You know, it's worth a diary entry, or call your best friend, or get out a champagne. 4 notes in the right hand for the first time. Let's have a look what 4 notes they are. Because it's not the F7. It's the F7, but the thumb plays the G, and it sounds nicer. And you can do it because we just play 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. That's all. So you place your hand here. Many students are afraid to move into the tunnel of darkness, I call it, like here into the tunnel. Why darkness? Because somehow students are afraid to move there. They try to play it all here. And I wonder why. They behave like there is acid here, and or it's like 250 degrees Celsius here, and they will burn their fingers. Actually, people, this is made to move here. Otherwise, they could have saved so much ivory just making the keys until here, if it was forbidden to go there. It's made to go inside, and you see, has the advantage that the 5th finger is reaching out easily to the E flat. Otherwise, he couldn't, you see? And you don't have to do like this, okay? You move inside. You move inside. Only if you have very thick fingers, you might have difficulties with this one, but who has? Poor you. Okay, now, brass on the F, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And then we'll repeat on C. Now comes a great element on G. You see, we have 3 different elements now. 1 for C, 1 for F, 1 for G. And we have this one, and it sounds harder than it is. That's what we want, an element that sounds harder than it is. It sounds like $50, but it's only worth $8. That's what we want. And this sounds like $55 even. So we have, complicated, and you get familiar now with something it's called oversetting. Yeah, have you done that ever? You notice you can put the index finger over the finger, unless your thumb is so thick that you don't manage. But no, okay. So now look at this. We start on the B and on the G. Now, did you realize it's again our 6th? You see? We can do all sorts of stuff with simple intervals. Here we go. And then we go to the next 6th by playing the 2nd finger, and then the next one. We basically just go down here. The white keys, your favorite keys, the white keys. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. And now it's just repeated the mechanism. Our brain loves that. If something is, one structure is, it's just repeated. Yeah, it's called sequencing. One motive, and then it's just a sequence of the same motive, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And here I gave you some breathing time on the last C. You can take out a beer, like drink it while you play 2 bars of the final C chords, or you can do whatever, write an email. So here you have breathing space. And next one, I like this one. Is it too hard for you? Of course not. You can, as I sometimes say, people are sometimes commenting, I cannot play this in 8 seconds. It's too hard. No, my task includes the assumption that you actually go to practice it, and then you can play it. Okay, let's move on. Next example, and here I will introduce a very important element, and you will recognize it immediately. I play the example. Yes, you know the sound, right? Okay, let's have a look. And it's easier than you think, because we have first have a look at, we are in C7, right? And the essential part here is are these thirds. Remember those for the rest of your lifetime. We start with the B flat and the D, and we just go down these 3 thirds. That's what makes it easy. It's just 3 thirds in a row. And we swap between the E and those thirds. Then, you know the one thumb technique? Okay, again, see here, and we follow just at the end, the major chord and the root. Come on, you can do it. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Oh, used the wrong left hand, sorry. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now we do the same on F, and since you know the F chord, we do just the same parallel on F. We have the F7, this F7 chord, we just add the 9 here to the 7, you see, and then we have the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Here we have to stop that pattern because we just have 1 bar on F, and we finish it on C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now comes G. And on G I use something. You see, I'm building up a little bit on what you know already. A little shift. Let's see if you can recognize the shift. Maybe you're just coming from your shift, from your late shift at work, practicing piano, good role model. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Again, we have the G7. We do the same as we did on F and on C. Here. The 7 and the 9 of G. And we go down these thirds. But in this, on the G7, we do it with a little shift. Remember, this is on the 1 the first time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The second time it's on the 4. Just like the examples before with the shifting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the last C bit. We do something also we do again a little bit of brass, but have a look. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yes, again you get the occasion to play 4 notes at the same time. And you know this already is the C6 chord without the root is on top. You see? Better make friends with this chord. With the 6 here on top of the C major triad inversion here. And then, this you know already from blues piano. We go briefly to over the C7, we are still in C7, but we go briefly to the C diminished chord. The C diminished chord has 3 minor thirds. Like the first third, 1 minor third is 3 half-tone steps. 1, 2, 3. The next minor third is also 3 half-tone steps. 1, 2, 3. Here. The next one is also 3 half-tone steps. 1, 2, 3. And we have the root on top again. Repeat it. We leave this root and we have the C diminished. And it sounds great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back. Yeah. You can just leave your hand almost there, just move these 2 fingers. That's all. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Isn't that wonderful? You're almost professional now with this sound. Well, you are. The deal is, I give you this, I make you a Boogie Woogie star, and this way you can earn more money or get a free meal at least in your local piano bar, and give me, of everything, you give me half. If you get a free meal, send me half your free meal. I don't mind if it's cold. I hope you liked it so far and that the level was okay, not too easy, not too hard. Please subscribe, you won't miss all the other parts, and also try my playlist. There are many songs and other styles you can learn on my channel. I say bye for now, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in the next part. Have a good one.